Right, hello guys, and welcome to today's video. And today I'm going to be discussing with you a huge Black Ops 6 lag issue that has been around since Season 4. Yes, you're probably wondering, how has this gone under the radar? How has there been a huge performance lag issue in Black Ops 6 since Season 4? Well, I'll start with saying you will not find this issue posted on the Trello board whatsoever, but this is something that Activision has acknowledged and has even confirmed in bug support tickets to quite a few people about this issue, but they have done nothing to fix this issue. And again, from Season 4, this was a known issue. This has been around for 2 to 3 months. And when I explain what this issue is and how exactly it is and stuff and what to do to even combat it, you'll understand, and you will probably know what this issue is or how this feels in game if you play Black Ops 6 quite a lot, because I myself suffer from this issue, and I believe this is a world-renowned problem whether you're on PlayStation, Xbox, or PC. But let's get into it. So, what I'm going to talk about, or I'm going to post screenshots here, is a Reddit post from a user called no abbreviations 576, and it starts with Activision confirms performance degradation bug in Black Ops 6 and Warzone affecting players since Season 4 Reloaded. So not Season 4 initially, but Season 4 Reloaded. That was like 2 or 3 months ago now, and this bug still exists today. And I can tell you this bug still exists because I know from playing that this still happens in the game, and explains a lot of the issues that I've had with the game and probably some of the issues that you guys have had playing. But anyway, he puts, after months of troubleshooting and a frustrating support journey, Activision has finally acknowledged the performance degradation issue that's been plaguing some players since Season 4 Reloaded on both Black Ops 6 and Warzone. This person plays on PS5, but I've seen many complaints from people on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4. I have had this issue since Season 4 Reloaded. I can tell you that now. And in fact, I will even explain a certain situation where some of you who may have watched one of my live streams will know exactly what I'm talking about and got to see this issue happening live. But anyway, the issue. The game starts perfectly for 1 to 2 matches. For me, I find it around 1 to 4 matches, but anyway, then progressively degrades with sudden stuttering that triggers false ping readings, so it goes up from 9 milliseconds to 12 to 13 milliseconds when it's actually internal lag, super bullets, so dying instantly despite full health, worsening performance until unplayable after 5 to 6 matches. So again, that's where I'm saying like about 4 matches or so it takes for me to realize the game's performance just goes down a cliff. Like, it is absolutely woeful. Like, trees won't load in and stuff, the shadows and textures all mess up, and you can just feel the game getting worse. But you don't see a ping spike, by the way. We'll talk about that more in a second. Only fix to this is restarting the application and then works for 3 to 4 matches, which, again, you guys have seen me. If you did watch that live stream, it was a long time ago because I haven't streamed Black Ops 6 since then. But I had a moment where I was playing the game and I must have played like 10, 15 games, and I was having the worst time. Again, trees not loading in, the game felt awful, I was dying like instantly, and people in the chat were even saying like, what's going on in that? So I reloaded the game and then it was fine. And then it all started again. And I didn't know this was an actual issue because obviously this wasn't registered by Activision on the Trello board. It's still not on the Trello board, even though this is something that they will admit to you. If you go write a support ticket right now about this exact issue, they will tell you that this exists, but will not put it on the Trello board, and clearly aren't fixing it either. But what this person has tested, 2 different ISPs, completely reinstalled with all packs, every possible network configuration, different cables. The new account worked perfectly for 2 matches and then degraded as well. So there's nothing you can do to fix this. There is no sort of fix to stop this. It is a game issue that has not been fixed but is known by Activision, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, Activision's response to this, though, was hi, and then this person's name saying, thank you for reaching out and bringing us to our attention. Our team is aware of this issue and are actively investigating. We currently do not have a confirmed fixed date for this issue, but we appreciate your patience and understanding while we work on a solution. So, who's affected? It says players across PS5, Xbox, and PC. It says if you're experiencing issues, perfect gameplay that degrades after a few matches. The temporary fix for now is to restart the game. And again, this started around Season 4 Reloaded and Season 5 for some. But he says here, you're not crazy and it's not your internet setup. But yeah, that is a huge, huge bug that has somehow managed to avoid being known at this point. I think I might be one of the first people posting a video about this on YouTube to explain this bug and issue. So if you are experiencing this type of issue, whether you're playing Black Ops 6 or Warzone, you're not crazy. The game has been completely busted since Season 4 Reloaded, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. And we're going into another season, of course, of Black Ops 6. And, you know, that they haven't put anything in the patch notes to say this is something that fixed, or even say that this is something that is known and that, like, that's why you're having these issues in the game. But I'll talk about it from my standpoint, like, how do I believe this is true and stuff. Obviously, this person has received, like, emails and that saying, you know, from Activision themselves. On top of that, you can go to write a support ticket and you'll get the exact same response. But from personal playing, I have played this game quite religiously. Not recently, to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you. I have not played. I don't even think I've completed 15 tiers in this game yet. I've not even claimed the 23 tier skips yet. Because, you know, this game's unplayable. And now that I know what the issue is, and kind of knew anyway, like, I kind of had the deep feeling anyway. I just didn't do much investigating to really push for it. I kind of just stopped playing the game. And it's probably why most of us have stopped playing the game, because the game was so poor in a performance way. Like, this game here is one of those games in the 1 to 4 games. So this is a recent game. This was like a couple of days ago. But this is a game from in that nice little 1 to 4 spell, you know, where the game's fine and it plays okay. And you can somewhat enjoy Black Ops 6, right? Who knew the word enjoy and Black Ops 6 go together? But anyway, so it can happen, right? But after this game, I think a game or two after, it was terrible, and I turned the game off. I stopped playing because I know what the issue is, and I didn't bother turning the game back on because why should I have to reboot the game? You know, and that is the fix for this, by the way. If you were looking for kind of a fix to this issue, you have to close down the game and then replay the game, and then you get your 1 to 4 matches. Then you have to close down but that's absolutely ridiculous that that's considered a workaround. How about Activision and Treyarch fix this issue that they have known about since Season 4 Reloaded? It's absolutely ridiculous this kind of bug exists, and this is kind of why, you know, I wonder why Activision sits there and is trying to do all these PR things at the moment to kind of save Black Ops 7, because it doesn't look like it's going to go well. You know, don't get me wrong, people are still going to buy Black Ops 7, people are going to play Black Ops 7, but for that game to survive, things like this cannot be happening, right? It's all well giving out 23 tier skips and all that nonsense, right? And, oh, we're going to stop putting ridiculous skins in the Battle Pass and in the store and stuff. That's all very well and good, right? But people care about how the game plays, the lag, the performance. People care about, you know, obviously the skill-based matchmaking, stuff like that. How about we start dealing with issues that exist in the actual games that we want dealing with, that we want fixed? This is something that cannot be happening. Again, this has not been acknowledged. This has sort of been hush-hush, put under the rug sort of thing. And until like people like myself have made videos on it, maybe some other content creators will hopefully raise this issue and kind of explain and talk about this. But it's absolutely mind-blowing that this has existed since Season 4 Reloaded, has not been acknowledged. Again, you cannot find this on the Trello board. That and it's kind of been a, oh, only if you report it to us and say that you've got this issue will we tell you that this issue exists. That is absolutely ridiculous and is just poor in either way. And like I said, I know this issue exists. I've had this issue. I know exactly how it starts, and you know from yourself that, like, you guys will even be able to like put it in the comments as well if you like experience this. You will understand this feeling of when the game just feels like it's unplayable, when you don't see latency ping, by the way. This isn't something where you see the game go from, like, for instance, in this game I've got 22 milliseconds ping. The games where it goes bad, you will still have ping of like 13 milliseconds and 20 milliseconds. And you're left questioning yourself, well, why is the game so poor? I'm on a decent connection. According to the latency bar, I'm on 20 milliseconds. But it's not like a lag issue in that way. It's like a performance lag issue. Like your frame rate feels wrong. Textures don't load in. You guys have seen, if you guys were there for that stream that I did, like I said, a long time ago, I had my textures not loading in, the shadows weren't working, there was so much stuff going wrong, and a lot of you were putting in my chat like, this game looks awful, like, what's going on, why is this game so poor for you? And now we know what this issue is, and no wonder I've turned my back on this game, you know? Actual, like, when the game is working, I don't mind this game. I think it's an okay game, you know? I don't think it's a bad Call of Duty, I don't think it's a great Call of Duty. But when an issue like that exists, and I've always said, performance is everything. You can put this game in a setting in the future, in the past, in the modern era, whatever you want to do. You can have whatever skins you want. I don't care. Even the skill-based matchmaking isn't too much for me, to be honest. Again, I do work around it anyway, but let's be honest. Who doesn't at this point? But yes, letting you guys know, there is a huge Black Ops 6 lag issue that still exists. There is no fix for this currently. They have not said when they're going to fix this, but this issue exists. The only kind of workaround is to close the game and reopen the game after like 4 or 5 matches. But if you guys have been wondering why you've been having performance and lag issues in Black Ops 6, this is why, and it's absolutely outrageous. But you guys let me know what you think down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, notifications on. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.